Hello, my lovely friends. Today we are asking, why did the Dragon Slayer chicken out? And I got that title through one of my viewers' comments, and I can't find it, so I'm sorry I can't give you credit. If you're the person who made that comment, please put it in the comment again. Why did the Dragon Slayer chicken out? Why did Harry not take the court case all the way through? Now, there were some comments on my other video where I said that he won the case. People saying, no, he didn't win. He settled it. Well, settlement can be a win. Depends on the terms of the settlement. And what he wanted was he wanted an apology. And that settlement was a way to protect himself. I wonder if there was something in those. Remember, they got those palace. They made the palace hand over a whole lot of emails and communications. I wonder if there was something in those emails and the communications where he didn't want that coming out in court. And it's not unusual to settle a case. We call it, as lawyers, we say, on the courthouse steps. Basically, when you're about to walk into the courtroom, you realize, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to give evidence. I'm going to be cross-examined. He was going to be cross-examined for about 4 or 5 days, and I don't think that he could have handled that. And so, first of all, it was just to protect himself, nothing more. So the Dragon Slayer wasn't out to get the media. He was out to protect himself, and yeah, that apology was, I believe, was a win. You can differ with me in the comments, and I appreciate your different views, but as a lawyer, I know that many times the cases are not about the money. The cases are about the other things. And yes, he was going to get the money. There's no win on the settlement relating to money, because whatever they agreed on, that the dollar figure that the newspaper was going to pay Harry, I can almost guarantee you that his lawyer's fees would have been more, millions and millions of dollars more. So he settled because he thought this made him still look strong, because he got the apology, and he was very petulant about trying to include his mother in the apology, and the newspapers didn't care. They were very happy to include his mother in the apology because it didn't cost them anything extra. And over the last 20 years, they've spent over $1 billion on these types of court cases, and only, I think I heard something like just a few million had gone on actual settlement. 900 million had gone on lawyers' fees. And so they did it. Why did they do it? They did it to curtail the costs, the legal costs, because those high-powered lawyers cost an absolute fortune. My fees are not in that range, but they would have a whole team of lawyers. They've got the main guy, the barrister, Sherborne, but then he would have a whole team of lawyers underneath him. Yeah, and you get 5 or 6 lawyers going to court every day, and they said something about it was going to be an 8 to 10 week trial, millions and millions and millions of dollars, pounds, whatever you want, whatever currency. And this is here. He was happy with a nod to his mother. He was happy that they extended the apology to his mother. The swan obviously represents the monarchy, because the king owns all the swans in England. So he didn't care how this would have made the royal family look, but I think something in that royal correspondence would have made him look like an idiot. There might have been something in the royal correspondence about, oh no, Harry's been at it again, he's been drug-addled, he's been whatever he's done, some bad thing, we have to protect him from himself. And probably those royal, it's protection, put in the upside down, the protection card. He doesn't want people to know that the royals were actually protecting him against the media, because his narrative is that they were, what did Meghan say? Not throwing them to the wolves, but feeding them to the wolves. Okay, what else? The late, great monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. I don't know if something she may have said to him in the past may have resonated with him, or come to him in a dream. She may have come to him in a dream, but he knows that she would have disapproved. Despite what he said, there was one interview that he gave, and he said, Oh, the Queen gave me her blessing, and she would have been behind me all the way. Maybe he just couldn't bring himself to say that on the stand. He just, it's one thing to say it in an interview and be flippant. It's another thing when you're under oath. And even Harry, I think, would have known that would have been a step too far. Trapped. Somebody feeling trapped. I think this is Harry feeling trapped because the evidence wasn't stacking up. When he saw those royal communications, he saw that they actually were on the outside protecting him, and he was in this little protective bubble. And yes, there was some naughtiness going on by the newspapers, but that apology, the newspapers said that they had private investigators who did the wrong thing. They didn't actually say they did the wrong thing. But anyway, it was the closest that Harry was going to come to getting what he wanted. But now I'm going to ask the cards. So we understand all of that. Even so, he said that he was not going to take the money and run. He was going to be the last man standing, and he was going to make sure that the newspapers were exposed in a court of law. So how does him taking a settlement mesh with that comment? Choices. He was out of choices. He couldn't afford to pay the legal bill if it went all the way to court. He's not as rich and influential as he wanted people to believe. Summons to court. He was absolutely terrified of having to give evidence in court. He was terrified of what might come out. Being cross-examined by those top barristers is not a joke, and Harry is famously not all that mentally agile. Love. This is how he's going to spin it. He's going to spin it that he did it for love. Probably Meghan was pushing him because she didn't want to see all the money wasted on lawyers. Tell us more about this love card. Oh, maybe what it is, it's self-love. He is the center of the universe, and it doesn't matter if he says one thing yesterday. Whatever's going to suit his purpose today is what he's going to do. High Priestess of Water. He's not very flexible. He's not very quick thinking. Complicated. Yeah, it was a very complicated set of facts, and they were talking about stuff that happened 20 years ago. I still think there was something that came out in that royal correspondence that was going to make him look like an idiot. Denial, but in the upside down. So in the end, he couldn't deny that he really couldn't prove his case. And he would have been ridiculed. I mean, think of how Meghan was ridiculed just for that trailer of hers. Every word of his would have been picked apart. Chaos in the upside down. He caused all the chaos, and then at the last minute he chickened out. And it's kind of like when kids are playing and one kid knocks over the tower of blocks that the other one built. They cause the chaos and then they run away because they don't want to be in trouble. Yeah, I think that's what it's like. Deceit. I do believe that there was something in his case that he said that could not have been backed up. And in my opinion, just a personal opinion, he probably put some dishonest things into that case. Not that his lawyers would do that or condone it, but it might be that his lawyers found out at the last minute that he had been deceitful, and his lawyers might have pushed him to settle. Reminder, yeah, when you go to court, not only are you going to try and air the other side's dirty laundry, they're going to air yours. Yeah, he didn't want to be in the spotlight. Priestess of the air, but upside down. This is the lady that controls the airways, or the person that controls the airways. He realized he's not going to be able to control the narrative. I mean, previously he had that other court case where he won, whatever it was, a couple of $100,000. His legal fees in that one would have also been in the millions. But that one was a much smaller scale. And so for this one, I think it was just, he chickened out. He chickened out. He was worried about what was going to happen under oath. He would either need to stretch the truth, let's say, and he didn't think he could pull it off, or if the truth came out, it wouldn't make him look good. So he retreated. That's the card of retreat. Rest and retreat. Play. All this legal stuff is just too exhausting, too serious, and he just wants to go and play and be the good time guy and have a party and not have to worry about all the serious stuff. What do you think? Like if you do, subscribe if you haven't, and let me know what you think of the case and how it's settled. I think he should have settled years ago, but very often people only realize when you're right at the courthouse steps. Also, I hope you can all attend my 2 lives. I've got 2 lives this weekend. One I'm doing a giveaway, and the other one will be the usual live readings for anybody who wants to join. And yeah, I really appreciate everybody who comments, especially with an emoji, or even just with an emoji. It really helps the videos get shown to others, and it helps boost the channel, and it helps me as well, because I really enjoy all of your comments. Yeah, may the angels walk with you now and always.